Hey, howdy. Interesting times in which we live, huh? You got all these protesters everywhere, and they're just going wild over these recent abortion laws from the Supreme Court. And did we do that 40 some odd years ago when this law was actually brought into place? Did all the people who were against it, notably the people on the right, mostly at least, were they out? Were we out? Marching and burning and yelling and fighting? I don't think so. Maybe my memory's not so good, but I don't think so. But these people are very, very disruptive. And then you have Hillary Clinton. She recently stated that she will not run for president ever again. Well, she's known for integrity and honesty. So, hey, we believe everything she says right. Austin, Texas, the Austin City Council voted to approve a resolution that will direct the city manager to adopt a minimum wage of $22 per hour for city employees because there's inflation and we have to pay people more money. But you guys are part of it. Austin's kind of a left-wing city. It's amazing, really. There's one Republican on the entire council, right? And she's okay, but the other ones, not so much. They're left-wing wacko people, and they cause all of these problems, and then they come along and say, hey, we have a fix for it. It's like a fireman keeping his job. I start fires at night, and I work by day to put them out, and I keep employed. And that's kind of what they're doing. $22 an hour is a minimum wage. That's a lot of dough. There's a lot of people that will be negatively affected. You people that own McDonald's and Wendy's and fast food outlets, generally speaking, and others too, they'll be in there now with their families and, working harder because they can't afford to hire staff. So not only are we in a situation pretty much North American-wide that you can't get staff, now you don't want staff because you can't afford them. So what happens? What happens to the college kid that doesn't pay rent, doesn't pay taxes, was happy to make $15 an hour, and now he's unemployed? There's not a lot of deep thinking into this. I get the part about let's all be equal and kick it up a notch and so on from these people, but they hurt themselves. They truly do. They're just clueless, and they're just hurting themselves and hurting all of us as well. The most respected profession in Canada and in the United States of America is firefighters. I've already referred to that, but people trust firefighters. The Canadians and Americans hate and distrust politicians. These politicians, though, they do have fun, I guess. In Canada, you've got the Socialist Party leader, Jagmeet, somebody, that says the vast majority of Canadians will support mandatory vaccines. Okay, this is the same guy that when 250,000 people in America had died with the COVID, that he said President Trump, who was then the president, was a murderer. Have not ever heard him call Biden as a murderer, and another 750,000 Americans have died with COVID subsequent to that statement that he made. So he doesn't have any, doesn't have any good sense. And he's saying this. The guy, he lies like a sidewalk, and he's got no credibility whatsoever, but he's got presence, and he gets all the press because he's a left-wing person. I often hear that this and that was paid for by the government. It was created by a government grant, and I get a grant, and my cousin borrowed money from the government. The government doesn't have any money. Doesn't have any money. People have money. The government takes that money, and they give it away as grants and loans and a variety of other things, right? And often they give it back to the same people who gave it to them. In many cases, they give them more back. People don't seem to understand that, and I always marvel at that. What do we have to do? Write everybody a note every day or something? Because socialism just doesn't work. It's an interesting concept and something I hadn't considered before until recently, but nothing controlled by the government should be called public. It should be called what it is. Government gas bars, government childcare, government schools. Don't say it's public, because you're the public, I'm the public, and we don't own this stuff. The government owns it, and they don't send out dividend checks, they take from us. Strange people, liberals. You have Biden, and you have this Boris man, and the Justin man, and all of these people, weird folks, and they're talk about Russia. They're always sending guns and different things to protect freedom, and these are the same people that at home don't want their people to be free. I've remarked about that before, but it's always wrong to do wrong. It's always right to do right. And that's right. And these government people, the people we elect, they don't seem to get it right. Hey, y'all come back. See ya.